Hey everyone, today I went to the Frankenstein Collectibles show and stopped at one of my favorite booths, which is Toy Arena, and I was thrilled to see the new Super Battle Droid and C-3PO 2-pack on sale for just barely over what it would cost to get shipped from Hasbro, so you know I had to pick it up to review for you guys, so that's what we have today. I am so thrilled that after, I guess, 11 years of the Black Series, the Super Battle Droid has finally made its way into the line, and we are about to finally unbox it. This is of course in the Attack of the Clones packaging, since this is scene specific to the Battle of Geonosis for more reasons than just one, and actually on the back it gives a little description just about C-3PO but says nothing about the Super Battle Droid, which not that interesting, but just thought I'd mention it. And inside the package is this really cool black and white mural of the Geonosis arena, kind of corresponds with the art that we see on the box, very cool. And finally, the Black Series Super Battle Droid is in hand. It feels great right out of the box, has a nice weight to it, kind of like the Dark Trooper, and I was a little worried after the fiasco with the Magna Guard and how disappointing that figure was, but this feels great. Let's break down the articulation here. A lot more than I expected. We've got some ball joints at the shoulders here. We've got a really nice bend at the elbow and a swivel at the forearm and at the bottom of the bicep. The wrist has a forward and back joint, and then it also has a rotation. Everything feels buttery smooth but not too loose. We've got a thigh swivel, which is going to help a lot with posing, as well as a ball joint at the hip. The knee joint has no trouble getting past 90, and then the foot swivel is kind of what we've seen before, but feels a lot better than a lot of other droid figures do. I think it's more just kind of the character design. I know some people had some concerns about the weathering on this and how it kind of looks just printed on with like the pixelated photoreal type of look, but in hand it looks great. Then we have that little blast effect on the back, which it's fine because it's the droid that gets shot in the back. But yeah, I think this is as good as we could have hoped for. I think the color might be just a little light and a little bit matte, but in terms of getting into the poses that you want and just the overall feel and flexibility, I think this is just like a perfect example of a Black Series figure, and for the price point, you know, you really can't beat this. But we do have some hidden features here, which is that the head and the chest plate pop off pretty easily, which is a reference to the game Republic Commando, in which you fight a lot of these super battle droids, and the heads and chest plates pop off to show that you're doing some damage. So that is a really cool addition to see. There's even paint under there, which was just totally unexpected, and they did zero advertising about this. I think it was Luke Ness Monster that kind of had the idea that that chest looked like it could pop off, and then one of the first people that got this set did it and took some photos, put them in the Out of the Basement Discord, and everyone got super excited. It's so nice to have a figure like this that looks great but is also a total joy to pose. That hasn't been the case with a lot of the droids released recently, which we will compare to in a second, but I'm really happy with this. But let's get this C-3PO Battle Droid review out of the way. I think we all know kind of what to expect from this figure, since the Battle Droid body is the same that we've had for a long time. I can confirm that it is just as annoying to try to get standing as it has ever been, and I was really worried about the head because it was so tight, but you do have some articulation at the neck here. It seemed like it wasn't going to move at first, but it totally does. I don't know that the green wash on the head really captures that Attack of the Clones C-3PO look. I have a custom that I'll show you in just a little bit, but here is how these look together. And when comparing it to the previous Geonosis Battle Droid release, we see a little bit of different weathering all over the figure. It looks like they kind of just started from scratch, but the color looks roughly the same. The one on the right looks a little bit more red, but on a shelf it's going to look fine. And then just for reference, here is the SH Figuarts Geonosis Battle Droid for those of you that care. And because I'm so proud of it, I wanted to show my Attack of the Clones C-3PO that I painted myself. He looks so short next to these battle droids, but I guess that is accurate. You can see how the more metallic finish with just lots of detail in the weathering obviously looks better. This isn't really reasonable to expect from Hasbro necessarily. Let's get to some comparisons with the Super Battle Droid and Count Dooku and the Phase 1 clone, two significant characters that interact in scenes with this figure. For the Republic Commando fans, you might want to wait for the standard release of the Super Battle Droid without the weathering, but here is how he looks with some of the Delta Squad. And then just for scale, here he is with the Dark Trooper and the HK droid, and here he is with my favorite figure of last year, the Magna Guard. Just kidding, of course. And since I've shown this custom off on the channel a lot, here is the 3D printed Super Battle Droid by Whisper Customs and how it compares as well. And because I'm super proud of this one, I'm going to take this opportunity to show off the resin printed Reek figure from Attack of the Clones that I painted myself. Really happy with how this turned out. I have the Acolyte printed, and I will be doing the Nexu after. So C-3PO and the Battle Droid did not make it onto the shelf this time, the Super Battle Droid definitely did, and I have my Attack of the Clones C-3PO as well as the Geonosis Figuarts Battle Droid on display instead, surrounded by a ton of customs, which you will have to check out my collection tour if you want to learn more about. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed this short look at the Super Battle Droid 2-pack. I totally get what Hasbro's doing here, squeezing a little bit of extra cash out for those of us that didn't want to wait for the single release. Let me know in the comments below what your plan is. Are you waiting for the single release? Are you picking up this 2-pack? Are you going to wait for the 3-pack with the Jedi Survivor look? I'm really excited for that one as well. I really look forward to hearing from you down below. In the meantime, here are some other videos from the channel that you may enjoy, and I will see you all next time.